So in this video, I want to discuss averages, okay? So averages, now, these are said to be averages: mean, median, mode, geometric mean, weighted mean, and these are some of the ones that we're going to be using in our course. Now, we need to know how each of them is worked out, what the positives of that would be, and what the negatives might be, and how they compare with each other, okay? And where we might want to use one over the other. Now, the mean takes into account all of the values, so all the values are added up and divided by the number you have. Now, this will be significantly affected by skewed data. So skewed data will, pull the data to one side, where most of the data would be on one side, and there will be some very extreme values that will pull the mean to one side or the other. It can also be affected by outliers, because outliers will be included in the mean. Now, median, if we were to use the median, this is not affected by outliers because you go for the middle value. Now, that's a very big positive for median, but sometimes median is not an actual value as well. Same can be said about the mean. Now, the mode is the most frequent value. Now, the most frequent value, you can do this for colors. It doesn't have to be numerical values. It can be all sorts of different types of values. Now, here we've got geometric mean. This is where you multiply all the numbers and then you root it by the number that you have. So you take it to the root of the number that you have. So there might be 7 values, so you take the 7th root. Now, this one is sometimes more useful than the mean, because sometimes the values that you're working with may have some multiplicative reasoning in them, like, for example, percentages, okay, or index numbers. This is a place where geometric mean can be quite useful, or more useful than a mean. Weighted mean takes into account the proportions of different groups that are within the data. So instead of working out a mean with the data values that you have, you're taking into account of the proportions as well. Okay, so this is just a basic outline of what they are and how they're calculated. Now, there are positives and negatives of each one, and I've mentioned some of them. Now, you can sort of make out what the other ones are and where one may be better than the other one. Now, remember, mean and median is sometimes used for skew as well. Okay, so you can think about skew like this. Median also has similar ideas to lower quartile and upper quartile and things like this. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need to think about and where to pair them together, or where you might want to use one over another one.